Greetings, y'all. It's your Knock Peter Mata, and welcome back to another Golf Stories podcast. Of course, joined here by PGA Tour caddy Derell Adden. Derell, what's up, man? Episode 37.
What's good? First off, happy birthday to my boy.
Let's go.
We're for those that don't know, we're doing this podcast a little later than normal because he was celebrating, but like we always do, we get it done.
Yes, indeed. Absolutely. I can't let a little birthday stop us. What are you talking about here?
I mean, for sure. All good.
Yeah, I got a lot of caffeine in the body right now, so we're trying to burn off some energy late night here. But
I actually, you know what? So for those that know me, I love my Diet Coke.
There it is.
And the craziest part is, for some reason, because I know it has no calories, I didn't think it had caffeine. Mm-hmm. So, but little did I know, all this time it does. So
you're on that John Daly diet.
It explains way more now, because again, yeah. Side note.
Let's burn energy together, man. How's your week going? I know did the Niners roll, and I know the golf game is flowing. So
Niners have been really good to me. We'll step away from golf for a quick second, but it's been great. My fantasy has been good. Yours was good yesterday.
Yes,
lucky. And so because of that, you have Kelsey. Mm-hmm. I have Kelsey in my main league. I needed 30 points last night to win. I was down 30 points, which realistically,
that's not happening. Probably most likely
wasn't going to happen. I mean, Kelsey could be good for 20.
Yeah.
And which I figured, and it could have been a tease.
Mm-hmm.
I won by less than a point, like half a point, in my main league. So it was a good night, Monday, and I've been playing golf Monday, played golf today, playing golf tomorrow. So it's been good on my end.
Yeah, life's good, nice and relaxing, man. And I know in that league you got some known golfers. He showed me last week, and it's a pretty cool little list that you're leading there.
For sure.
Yes, indeed. So that's good to know that you're getting some golf. I did get some.
Talk to me. Was
it Friday? Had a little scramble. I was my ringer self. I had to be. Man, we just couldn't make any eagle putts. We had so many. We had about 4 opportunities inside about 20 feet. We didn't make any of them. Man, that was tough to swallow, but played good. I mean, we shoot 60. We birdied pretty much the holes we were supposed to, but like I said, those eagle putts need to go down in those scrambles. And anyways, it probably didn't even matter because there's a little in that particular scramble. There's a lot of pencil whipping going on.
Yeah.
So unfortunate.
Better than you, but
yeah. But I had fun. Had a lot of beverages. Had some good swings in the bag, and yeah, man, it was really cool. I was driving a lot of greens because they had us all the way up on the white tees. So yeah, life is good, man. We also played. What did we play? We also played the same course the very next day, and I was playing good until I let a little hole explode on me. But hey, that's golf. Weather's been amazing. It's been the exact opposite from what it was in the summertime. We actually probably need some rain right now. Got a little California weather going, a little drought.
I know.
Yeah.
Actually, speaking of, I played with a guy that works at the water district yesterday. So he told me about our struggles with water. So that's a story for another day. But yeah, not doing too good. So yeah, for sure.
Especially for the golf industry. But yeah, like you said, story for another day. Last week for PGA Tour golf wise, we got the Shriners Children's Open in Las Vegas, and guess what, guys? We got another pick right. TKO.
Yes, sir.
Tom Kim with Joe Scourin on the bag. That is important to know because it's been all over social media. It's a dynamic duo at this point, showing them going back and forth on some decisions being made. And man, what else can you say about this young stud, man?
I mean, there's some stats. I don't know exactly, but there's some stats with like Tiger Woods. And anytime you're in the comparison, not comparing him to Tiger, but just from a statistical standpoint, anytime you're in that conversation, you're doing some good things.
Right. When you're that young and you're accomplishing that much, I mean, there's only so many people you can compare it to, right?
All right.
I mean, Look, and I said in my predictions last week that I do compare him a little bit to him. He's got that star quality, and he's just a damn good golfer. I mean, sound swing. That swing is picture perfect. And you know what? That added element of his putting touch and touch in general is just it's chef's kiss. I mean, it's everything you would want in a young stud golfer, and yeah, the personality to boot. Shocker on that 72nd hole with Cantlay. 3-wood. Look, I was actually just thinking of what I had asked you last week about does the desert come into play, and sure enough, on that last hole, it came into play. Thoughts on Cantlay and any of the contenders?
I watched that, to be honest with you, and it's hard. Like, I mean, I'm not as experienced as the guy that was on his bag, but I could see it's hard because a guy like Cantlay is very good. So it's hard to talk him into unplayable on that first shot because he's so good. Obviously, you know what you know now, and you're like, oh, we should have taken an unplayable in the first place.
Yeah.
But it's just hard because sometimes when a guy feels confident or he thinks that he can, it's hard to not get in the way. And so it's that situation. Again, obviously knowing what you know now, it's clear what you need to do. But at that time, I don't blame what happened. I mean, I saw there's a couple people that asked me like, oh, D, like, was the caddy at fault? Was the player at fault? It's like, it's hard. You don't know. Like, you're trying to make the best decision. Like, let's put it this way. Cantlay thought he can do it, so he did it. The caddy also like has seen Cantlay do amazing things. So it's hard to like, again, think what you could do and not do. So that's a tough situation. And the craziest part is he made an extremely long putt for 7.
Yeah.
So I'll be honest with you, like I chalked that as an 8 already. Like I had a couple of texts. I was like, oh, he's going to make an 8 and he makes a 7. So like little things like that, like that's unreal. Like I know a 7's a 7, but still like from what he did, it was pretty impressive there.
Yeah. And the tournament had already pretty much been decided. Kim was on
right.
And, second place is up for grabs all of a sudden.
Exactly. I mean, they were even talking about second place in that second or third shot, whatever it was back there. So they knew, like, based on the scenario, because, again, they're playing with Tom Kim. So it's tough. It's hard to, I feel for that because, like I said, me being a caddy, I can kind of see, like, it's not as clear as you think it is from the decision-making standpoint.
Yeah. As they say, hindsight's 20/20.
Right.
Like, I mean, let's be honest, he wasn't going for the green. He's just trying to chip it out, which, just hack it as hard as you can. And it looked like he tried, but you need to get it out the fairway, right? Yeah. Just put it, advance it, 20 yards into the fairway.
Yeah.
So, it was tough to watch. I'm not going to lie, because he's a quality player, and it's not really a choke. It was really one bad shot with the 3-wood, and then, you're trying to win the golf tournament.
Right.
You blame him. Tom Kim's in the fairway. He's got enough cash in the bag and also credentials to, have his card. So, he's going to play for the win.
The crazy part is I'll be honest with you, like caddying at that golf course, I love 3-wood play on that hole. So that's the issue is like, yeah, it caused them trouble, but they're really trying to take that right bunker out of play.
Yeah.
So it's, again, you never know.
It's one bad swing. And Cantlay, he puts it in perspective pretty well. I know he had mentioned a comment a few weeks back about like Jack Nicklaus was second place in 19 majors. So he's just going to consistently put himself there, and he's going to win some, he's going to lose some. So that's a good thing to have. Shout out to Matthew Neesmith, who was the guy who also tied for second. He had a good showing. Tom Hoagie, man, I saw they ended up with a 64 on that last day, but I was watching he missed some very makeable putts too, to shoot a 64, which is incredible. Mito Pereira had a good showing. Siwoo Kim, or no, SH Kim, excuse me. Good showing. Sanjay M, good defense. And Jason Day, nice 29, I believe, on the back 9 to get a little backdoor top 10. So a lot of guys starting off their season well. But yeah, man, back to Tom Kim. star in the making, and it's going to be hard not to pick him in Zozo here coming up. He's in the field, so yeah, looking forward to see him just taking over the world, man. I mean, for real. Any last thoughts on the Shriners Children's Open and Tom Kim?
I think, from a caddy perspective, I think him and Joe are a great partnership. But just again, hearing the conversations that they had, getting them through it, and again, it also shows where, from my perspective, like Tom really trusts Joe and the experience he brings in. So he really puts his trust in him, and that's a caddy could be the 15th club if you use them properly.
Yes, indeed. No, they were an effective team, and those were very substantive talks. They weren't just like, oh, do I hit which club do I use? I mean, it was like really like he knows his game well enough just after a few weeks, and Tom trusts him. So it was a beautiful thing to watch. It was like a Lefty and Bones in their prime.
Right. I mean, we might have some brewing here.
I know. I mean, Tom and Joe might be coming at you week to week, and I certainly can see it. I mean, like I said, I have season tickets for Tom Kim. It's tough not to go with him, the Zozo. But for those of you who did listen to last week in Las Vegas, you probably made some money. You're welcome. Yes, indeed. So
I'll put Venmo after.
Yes, indeed. Yeah. But we do shift gears to something else that happened last week in Bangkok, another little wild town where sins can happen. LIV Golf was there at Stonehill Golf Club, which Lahiri compared it to Augusta, which, I mean, hey, it did look very pristine and very comparable to, I'd say, like more of like, well, I mean, they're all trying to be like Augusta, but like the Shell Houston Open, like Redstone type of that feel that you see on TV. But any thoughts on LIV Golf Bangkok?
I've seen a couple highlights. I actually watched a little bit of it because it was nice that the timing of it was nice, that you some golf on at a time that, hey, why not turn on some golf? So that Eugenio's been, I know a little bit of his career just because when caddying for Hunter, he went to Oklahoma State. He's a ping guy, so a lot of the ping guys, Adam actually knows him well as our friendly guest. He's built clubs for him, and I think they've played golf together a couple times.
Wow.
So Adam knows him, and so therefore I've kind of like seen a little bit of. So at the end of the day, like, you go to Oklahoma State nowadays, like those guys are ready to play golf, and so it's actually cool to see him take care of business with some elite players.
Yeah.
So it goes to show, like, he's very young and he's hungry. So the LIV has some talent there. So it's definitely cool to see there.
Yeah, it was cool to see. For those who don't know, Eugenio Lopez-Chacarra, kind of a rookie, I guess you would say, left school early to join LIV Golf and takes it home $4 million, actually $4 million plus, because he led the Fireballs to a team win for the first time, stopping the 4-ace train.
I know.
Sergio's team there, the Fireballs, great balls of fire. P. Reed did have a good showing for the 4 aces. He came in second, and man, like you said, that's tough competition. I mean, that's whether you like it right now, they're not getting world ranking points. Whether you like it or not, there's still quality players. Like their games didn't just leave them just because they went to LIV Golf. So yeah, Chacarra was very impressive. He made lots of clutch plays down the stretch. He even had to suffer through a rain delay, which I know can be brutal, especially going for a kind of first professional win. And like I liked how John Rahm gave him some love too. Shout out to him, who also won this week in the Spanish Open DP World Tour. But kind of just gave him some love and said, you know what, this is still against the best players in the world, and a lot of money on the line. So he's got a very bright future ahead. So it's exciting that y'all know him. I mean, that's pretty incredible. What a small freaking world this is.
Right.
Yeah. So
I
yeah.
mean, he didn't get signed to LIV Golf for nothing. I promise you that.
Yeah. He would be right up there probably with the rookie of the year with Cameron Young and Sahith and Davis
Yeah.
Riley if he was playing on the PGA Tour. I mean, I definitely believe that. The game speaks for itself. I mean, from what I was watching. Shout out also to I believe HV3 was up there. I saw Brooks Koepka for a little bit. Who finished in third? I think it was Paul Casey. So the Crushers came in second, Bryson DeChambeau's team, and that was led a lot by Paul Casey late. So yeah, if you want to buy some stock in the Crushers and their team, that's something to look forward to. But any last things from LIV Golf? I know you mentioned about getting a TV deal would be huge for them.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, for those that know me, I'm a swing junkie, so I just love seeing golf swings and just love watching golf shots.
Yes, indeed. How about any preview for this coming week at Jeddah, excuse me, it's in Saudi Arabia. There you go.
You know what? You just mentioned it earlier. I didn't even know there was a. You know, the thing is like until they have, in a sense, like a full season, you don't know what the stops are.
Yeah.
So you don't know like if this is a normal. Like, are they always going to go? Are they always going to go to Bedminster? Are they always going to go to Rich Harvest Farms? Like until there's like a full season, you don't know like what to look forward to and what like the regular stops are. So it's kind of nice a little bit to just kind of like go along with the flow and just kind of they're there this week, and so then next year you can be like, oh, we're back at Bangkok where Eugenio Chacarra won. So it's interesting to see golf in the place it's in right now.
Yeah, it's very different places, and yeah, it is very much going by the flow and kind of unfamiliar, I guess you would say. I will say this week for them, it is going to be in a familiar places where they play the Saudi International, where HV3 won, and Dustin has a lot of success in. But yeah, we're really one event after this away from the big team event. I still need to read up a little bit on the format. We'll talk about it then, but yeah, I mean, it should be interesting. Like this is kind of people talk about the Saudi Golf League. It's kind of a home game for them. This is where their, I guess, headquarters is. But I mean, as far as the guys who I think might do well, Dustin has a very good track record. I believe 2 wins here, so it's hard pressed not to go with him. And I don't know, the team events. I think the Crushers have been really, like I've been saying, I've been making a big move lately, so I could see Bryson and the Crushers kind of making something happen here. It feels like a wide open golf course. So at Royal Greens Golf Club, par 72, 7,200 yards. But yeah, any last thoughts on LIV?
So the last thoughts, obviously a lot of people talk like there's no motivation. They just got the. So this is going to really show if the 4 aces have motivation. If the 4 aces win this week, it'll give me at least some comfort. Like, hey, like this isn't just like a retirement tour.
Yeah.
They're really still trying to bring the heat and, play some amazing golf and not just end their career here. And, so that I'm looking forward to that. Like if the 4 aces win this week, it'll show me like, hey, this tour is just not, what everybody wants to think or whatever it may be. So like I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah. Defend their turf, so to speak.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to watch. I'm looking forward to it. Looking forward to their team events in Miami. Yeah, lots of good stuff with LIV.
But I can pick with LIV and I'm liking, and I just not knowing much, but I'm going to go Joaquin Niemann.
Ooh, Niemann. He was my pick. He didn't do too hot last week, but he's such a talent, dude. How can you not?
He's such a talent. That guy's so good.
I mean, he's one of the young newcomers, just like Chacarra, Latin player, and yeah, so I like that pick. So yeah, LIV Golf got more and more coming out with it. So we'll go ahead and shift back to the PGA Tour. Ironically, last week in the PGA Tour was Tiger's first win, and we'll shift gears to his latest win 82nd win at the Zozo Championship, Japan's first PGA Tour event. Defending champ Hideki Matsuyama, who also finished second that year to Tiger. What's your thoughts? I know, yeah, I don't know if you've been there. I don't think so,
I,
right?
I haven't been there, and I'll be honest with you, I don't know much about the golf course. But from a caddy world, you'd love to go there, and from a player world, you'd love to go there. 78-man field and
Yep.
zero cut, so it's always a win-win if you're able to go there.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then they have a charter there from Vegas to
Well, there you go.
Japan, so
That's
that's
perfect.
always a good thing. And if you're going to the next event in Congaree, South Carolina, they have a charter
Oh,
from Japan to Congaree, so for the CJ Cup. So it's life is good if you're in the Zozo Championship.
geez, that's some serious globetrotting from Japan to. But hey, like you said, no cut. You have
No
to be
cut.
careful with that, like a little
And
golf.
and again, just bringing it in, like it's nice. I've been a part of some no cut events, and it's nice because you're not worried about the cut. I don't care who you are.
Mm-hmm.
If you're close to the cut line, I don't care who you are.
Mm-hmm.
You're always thinking about the cut.
Yeah.
Unless you shoot 6, 7 under, you're not
Yeah.
thinking about the cut on your first day.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're around the cut, you're always thinking of the cut. That's my 2 cents, and I feel like it's pretty fairly accurate.
Yeah.
So with that being said, having a 4 days to just play your game, whether you shoot 1 over the first day and
Mm-hmm.
shoot 2 under the next day, now you can trend.
Yeah.
And it's a difference to just feel like you're playing 4 days stress free compared to like, hey, we got to kind of like, play the percentage,
Yeah.
for the first 2 days. And then on the weekend, since we made the cut, now we can get after it. Like, cause I've been there,
Yeah.
so that's just a little side note from my end on these no cut events and 4 days.
Yeah. No, for sure. I mean, I think like after the cut, like say you make the cut on the line, but you're almost like you're trying to force the issue the next couple of days.
Right,
Instead
because
of
you have
like,
nothing to lose.
yeah. So I mean, you're not building throughout that week and building a strategy that's sustainable, I guess you would say, for contending at that course. And yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing guys kind of just put their hair down and just play some good golf, and
Right.
some of these guys like a Ricky Fowler who's had struggling in the past few years that just needs some playing time, so to speak, some actual playing time and to earn some money and earn some points out here. But yeah, it's a par 77, about 7,000 yards. It's not a long golf course, but I will say it's very pure looking. And I love how in Japan they do the two green thing. That's always pretty interesting. And the crowds always come out. Japan is a big golf country. And it's just a cherry on top that they have a PGA Tour event and Tiger won a year, and then Hideki winning the Masters and then winning here. It's just like a perfect storm. And they had the Olympics, so just absolutely perfect 3 years so far with the Zozo. But yeah, I mean, from my perspective, obviously I haven't been there, but just watching it and seeing the results, it's a birdie. It can be a birdie fest because I think the greens are so pure that you can really roll the rock, and it looks like guys who can hit them irons. Tiger, one of the best to do it. Hideki, one of the best to do it. Can really do some damage on this course. So it's funny enough you mentioned Joaquin Neiman. I feel like he would have been a good pick on this event if he was here. But yeah, I mean it's let me make sure I get the name right. We got to get the name right. It's at Narashino Country Club. So shout out to them. Beautiful, beautiful course and beautiful people that come out to watch. You're not doing picks once again.
No picks.
Got to be safe. Sorry, Mr. Monahan.
I'll take the pick.
Yes, but we'll look. Hey, we got it right last week, so maybe we'll just ride the coattails. Yeah. So my dark horse pick, 80-1. It's a guy who plays really well, seemingly overseas on PGA Tour events. Mr. Kurt Kitayama.
And he does play well. He's just he's a global player. That
Yes,
guy.
perfect way to put it. And I think because of his experience, he came up through the DP World Tour, I believe. So that makes sense. I mean, and Kurt Kitayama is a very Japanese sounding name. So hey, maybe the vibes are just going his way, and he's had a good year so far. Why not? 80-1's pretty solid odds.
Love it.
Yeah. So dark
Let's
horse
see
pick.
who you got for the contender.
My contender. So like I said, Hideki came in second in 2019. Ended up winning here 2021. Guy who came in second last year. Not Cameron Tringali, who's on the LIV Tour, but Mr. Brendan Steele. Bet 45-1. Yeah, just I think veteran's a perfect way to put it. Just a guy who knows his game, not going to do anything crazy. It's going to be solid. He's going to ball strike it, and he's going to make the putts when he can. It's got 3 wins I think on the belt, and just steady Eddie, always earning his card back. Yeah, I think this is like you were saying, no cut. This is a type of where a guy like him can kind of feast and let his hair down and let's just play golf. Let's go and contend in one. So
We played with him the first 2 days at Sanderson Farms. Missed the cut there, but I mean, didn't really look that much off. That's the crazy part about golf. It's like you're not really that far off, but definitely great dude. Great pick. Love that pick. Yes, again, indeed. Always keeps a card solid, just solid dude all around.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, he's I mean, hey, he's making a living out here. He's going to be making a living out here in Japan if he gets it done this week, which I feel like he's going to be around. So my winner pick, like I said, Tom Kim is hard to go against, but I won't go with him. I just, my hot hand fallacy, I just won't do it. I'm going to go with a guy who's actually had a cold hand this year. Got some Japanese heritage. You know who I'm talking about. Big name player, big timer, Colin Morikawa, 14-1. It's like I've been saying, iron players, ball strikers.
That's the guy. That's the ideal candidate.
There you go, Colin Morikawa. Hasn't had a win this year. Yeah, weirdly enough. That's crazy. He was last year, I think, at Tiger's little hero tournament. Yeah, if he won that, he's number 1 player in the world.
Right.
So I think that thing, and I know he's actually talked about how trying to become number 1 and getting consumed by that, it's kind of affected his game and everything like that. And of course, the putting struggles. I will say that going from the saw grip, claw grip to regular, that's been getting in his way. But out here with these smooth greens, just get it going. I feel like he can start to make some putts, and best ball striker really around when he's on. So
yeah, I agree.
So Colin Morikawa, I think he's gonna kind of revive his year with a nice win here in the Zozo Championship. A big name player usually wins in big time tournaments like this. So yeah, those are my picks.
Love it.
To him.
Love it.
Yes, indeed. But yeah, any thoughts from you, Derell? Obviously can't make any picks, but maybe players you'd like to watch.
I mean, I feel like I haven't seen Colin Morikawa play in a while, to be honest with you. So definitely love, again, when it comes to ball striking with the irons specifically, like he's elite and top guy that I would love to watch play golf from a fan perspective. Definitely, I think you even hear a lot of guys that around who's the best ball striker, and he's the guy that you hear a lot. Like he's known for it. Yeah. And so definitely looking forward to see him. Kind of feel like we haven't seen him, so yeah. Let's see what he's got.
Yeah, hopefully he can come off refreshed. Yeah, it's been a few weeks. Obviously the President's Cup he was there, but even then he was kind of sat out because he hasn't had the hot hand lately. So yeah, maybe he's refreshed. And like I said, he's Japanese heritage, so maybe hey, he's feeling that. I know he loves ramen, so get you some ramen over there, Colin. Some nice, authentic ramen. But yeah, that's my picks, man. Hopefully we get back to back. That'd be sick.
Yeah, dude. I mean, we're gonna be on a roll if that's what's going on.
Yeah. So, yeah, guys, hey, believe in me. I know we got lot of them wrong early on, but we're coming to our own. But yeah, it's looking forward to it. I think a lot of people love Japanese culture in general. Just, I don't know, just something just cool about it. Food's awesome, and just cool to see the people's enthusiasm for golf. It's a very uh, great game, and they seem to embrace it. Um, any last things in general? How about just I know you haven't been to Japan, but born and raised in the Philippines. Any memories in Asia? This is like our only tournament in Asia for the PGA Tour right now. So.
Yeah, I mean, not like I said, I'm just looking forward to watching some good golf, and I'll be honest with you, I'm looking forward to see how my ex boss Mackenzie Hughes bounces back. We get to see him since his win, so maybe he'll play the hot hand and start doing well. So looking forward to that and just kind of seeing how it all transcends.
Yes, indeed, Mac. He was on the tip of my tongue. I was about to go with him. Go the hot hand.
So you know how I am with a hot hand. So if you guys been watching this year, I'm a hot hand type of player. So
I'll give a fun fact. I forgot to mention this last week. So Max Homa won the first one, Fortinet, then Mac won. And I was like, whose initials are MH? So I mean it's 2 out of 3. So maybe a guy like Mark Hubbard, who's actually been good. So I'd be a lookout. Unofficial pick there.
Right.
So that's pretty cool. I have been in Japan, only the airport. Funny enough, I threw up there. I was a kid. And that was during the SARS virus way back when. So they were looking at me like I was crazy, but it was just motion sickness from the flying. But it was a cool time in Asia. It's interesting that they went from Bangkok to LIV, and then they're in Japan. So get a little Asian flavor these past couple of weeks, and of course, we're Asian, so that's pretty cool.
Looking good.
Yes, indeed. Yeah. Any last things?
I'm good to go till next week.
Let's do it. So that's the Zozo Championship coming your way, and LIV Golf Jeddah coming your way. Folks, you know what to do. Down below, comment who you think's gonna win. Who you think is what do you talk about, LIV or PGA Tour, whatever you want to do. Talk about it down below. Like, subscribe, comment below. Your words mean something to us.